great time. It's not face to face, it's all online. We're all in our homes, miles away. Love them like my family, what can I say? My crafting show is on, it's my time for me. Laughter, tips and tricks, this is what I need. We're here to have fun, we're all in the zone. When crafting with friends, you're never alone. Don't call or text me, it's about to begin. I've been patient, time for me to chime in. Comfy clothes on, feeling just fine. I'm busy right now, it's crafting show time. My crafting show is on, it's my time for me. Laughter, tips and tricks, this is what I need. We're here to have fun, we're all in the zone. When crafting with friends, you're never alone. The host came on, they are truly a gem.
Live from the Sunshine State in Miami, Florida, here is the Gifted Crafters Morning Show with Nancy.
Let's have a good time. Ooh, time to get our craft on. Ooh, time to have fun. Ooh, time to feel good.
Good morning, Gifted Crafters, and welcome to the Gifted Crafters Morning Show. Phew, what a morning it has been. Technical issues all over the place. It was just one of those mornings. I don't know if this is how my day is going to shape out, but man, what a morning. Good morning to all of you. I hope you guys are having a better morning than I am. Yeah, technical issues all over the place. Absolutely crazy, but I think we got it. We're back online. Why do they make all kinds of changes? Oh my gosh. It's just crazy. Alrighty. Yes, good morning. Awesome. I see a lot of people in the chat. You guys have been entertaining yourselves. Oh, how nice. You guys are all getting together. Love it. Good morning from Texas. Hey, Scrapping Like a Lady, Annette, Robin, Faker McFake, Marge. I see a lot of you guys. Barbara, you received your Crafting Tunes CD yesterday. Awesome. Well, I hope it inspires you and it gets you to do some project in that craft room, because we really love the CD. I play it all the time, honestly, in my car. I play it in the craft room. It's just, to me, so uplifting. I just love it. I don't know. I'm biased, I guess. I don't know. But let me know what you think about the CD. And if you guys don't know what she's talking about, or maybe you're just new here and you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Nancy, and I host these daily morning shows to kind of get you guys all inspired about crafting. And we do all kinds of things in this hour. We may just look at fabrics. We may do a little project. We may do just a little bit of everything, whether it be sewing, knitting, crocheting. I want to bring all kinds of crafts here. So this is the place to be in the morning to get you nice and inspired. And if you haven't already, grab your favorite little drink. No matter what it is, there's no judgment here. and then head over to our virtual food truck because I think I hear it coming down the block here. Do we have our food truck? There it is. Yes, we've got our little virtual food truck, guys. This is all kind of make-believe. So we've got our virtual food truck that has absolutely everything that you would want to eat on here, from cookies and danishes and all kinds of things, goodies, muffins, and we've even got some kale and carrots for you healthy people out there. So you want to make your little shakes. So go ahead and grab anything that you'd like because all the calories are just 0. You can have anything you want. So I hope you guys enjoy that. I'm just going to go ahead and take a sip of my water, and then we're going to be on our way here. Okay, we've got a few things to talk about today. Good morning from Canada. Oh, wow. Good morning. Yes, I am feeling a little better today. Thank you. Yes, I was a little out of it yesterday. It was just a hard weekend and I had a lot of knee pain. You know, it's just, it was a lot going on and it was kind of taking a toll on me. And I was kind of all over the place with my mom. So, you know, I was hoping I didn't pick up a bug or something from somewhere, but all better, feel much better today. Knee still hurts a little bit. But we're going to push right through that because we've got so much to do. All right. So let's see. In terms of announcements, other than our crafting news, I really didn't have too much to tell you there. But why don't we just jump into our crafting news because we do have a number of items in there. So we're going to jump into our first segment here. Okay. So we've got some styling news to tell you. It's a new trend alert. You know, crochet tops are in for the summer of 2025, if you didn't know. That's what's hot this summer, and crochet tops are making a really big comeback. The styles are just too cute to ignore. So we've got from soft cotton tanks to breezy cardigans. Today's crochet tops are not as hot and stuffy as you might remember back in the day. These styles are new, they're light, stylish, and they're perfect for the warm weather. So think about like strawberries, scallop edges, bold stripes, maybe some retro 70s. That's the kind of vibe that's coming out now. And some of the tops come with like a little matching set. So you've got like beachy shorts or pants, while other are kind of like great just on their own. And they've got some big names behind them like Madewell, Banana Republic, J. Crew, Urban Outfitters. They're all part of the trend. And the best part of all this is that all the tops are under $50, so not bad. So, you know, if you're heading to dinner, you're going to go stroll on the broad walk maybe, or if you're just going to chill at home, it's really nice. They've got a crochet look that's just for you. So, I know that the younger crowd down here is starting to kind of rock that here in Miami, even though it is extra toasty down here, but you know, hey, fabric's really breezy, right? So that just might work. Okay, so now let's head over to Floodwood, Minnesota, where we've got some high school students that are learning some pretty handy life skills. They learned to sew on a button, and the teacher, Kelly Ellinson, added her sewing to her life skills and personal finance class to help students prepare for real life. Now, they're moving through the money lessons pretty quickly, so she thought that she'd teach some other important things too. So with the home economic classes that are kind of fading away in many of the schools, they thought that this would be a great opportunity to kind of bring it back. So they've got some local volunteers that stop by to help teach the kids how to sew. And the students also learned how to bake cookies and cook meals. In fact, they made their own food for their spring prom. Isn't that pretty cool? So along with sewing and cooking, they're also learning about saving money, using credit wisely, and staying out of debt. Super important. Skills like that will really help them grow up. And that's really, really awesome. Okay, and then we've got one more. If you've ever wanted to learn how to sew, or if you just wanted a little help with a project, they've got a wonderful little opportunity coming up. The Freedom Library in Watsonville, California, is offering free sewing lessons for all ages and skill levels. So if you're in that area, you may want to check that out. Classes are held on the second and third Tuesday of each month from 4 to 5:30 at the Freedom Branch Homework Creative Center and Creative Cafe. Oh, hold on a second. It's the Freedom Branch Homework Center, and it's also known as Creative Cafe. It's in Watsonville, California. And the best part of all that, it's totally free. So if you're looking for more information on that, go to watsonville.gov and check out their events calendar. So if you're in the area for any of those things, I think that it would be great if you can take advantage of some of those free offerings that they have out there. Okay, yes, good morning, everyone. Awesome. No one is late. You guys are totally fine. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so let's get into today's project because I kind of started it last night just because I wanted to get things going. So I'm going to reach over to my little project bag here, and you guys know I kind of keep some of my projects in here, and so these are my little work in progress ones here. Let's turn this around. I'm going to open this up here, and we're going to be working on the Star Climber quilt. This is a 2025 scrap quilt instructions. The pattern is totally free on the Fat Quarter Shop, and you can pick that up and download the PDF with all the instructions and everything that you need there. In order to make this quilt, you do need to have the paper piecing blocks. This is a paper piecing quilt, and there are 2 books that you would have to purchase depending on what size you want. I'm going to go ahead and use the 6-inch blocks. So I've got one book that's called the Courthouse Steps, and these are the papers that come in it. We're going to be doing this courthouse block here. And we also have the Woven Star, and this is a quilt blocks for foundation paper. Did I make my zipper case bag? No, Cindy, I didn't. I actually bought this on Temu, if you can believe that. And I was really excited because I really loved the bag. It was made really well. I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't get more of them, but I might go back and try to get some more. I really like it's got several different compartments on here, and I'm able to hold several projects on here, which is pretty cool. And it's got zippers all over the place, nice little places where I can kind of hold and put things. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm sure they still have it, probably not this flowered. I don't know if they have the flower one, but they may have different ones. But yeah, it's a pretty cool bag to hold all of my little projects. And I like the handles are kind of nice and long for me to kind of take it with me. And it's got a little pouch in the front and a little clear vinyl so you can kind of slip things in here. So yeah. So we've got the Star Climber paper piecing quilt, and I've gone ahead and I've got the 6-inch blocks for the courthouse as well as the Woven Star. And then this uses some scrappy fabric and some blank fabric. Now I'm going to be using the Peace and Plenty layer cake is what I'm going to be using here. This is by Riley Blake Designs. It's Lori Holt Bee in My Bonnet. And this is what the fabrics kind of look like in the back that's included in this layer cake. Now, I've gone ahead, and you can see one of them is empty because I went ahead last night. And now that I've got everything I need from this bag, I'm going to set this to the side. I went ahead and I starched my fabrics last night. And as I starched them, let me kind of move this over here. I'm going to set this down here. Hopefully that, okay, we'll stay. As I starched them, what I did was I went ahead and remember, guys, that I told you I bought these little hangers. right? Timo also. So I bought these little hangers that have the little clips here on the end. And these hangers are really supposed to be for you to hang like your leggings and stuff in the closet, so they don't take up a lot of space and you don't take up space in your dresser to put them away. So I just saw these and I said, oh, these would be perfect for when I, starch my fabrics. I can kind of hang them in the bathroom, right? And then, just let them dry overnight. So that's exactly what I did. And so I took some off of the hangers today. These are the ones that are starched and ready to be ironed now. And then I left one on, actually I have a few on the hanger. And this is how I kind of hung them on here. I kind of grabbed the little corner and I just pinched it here and then just hung it. And they dried really nicely. So now it's just a matter of me taking them off of these clips. And we're going to iron them and kind of just admire the fabric as we go. And then we'll be ready to cut them. And then probably by tomorrow, I would say, since they're already starched and we're going to be cutting them today into strips, we'll be able to make our first block together. And I'm going to be using my light box. If you guys have a light box that you want to use for that, you can do that and do it along with me. You can use some scraps from your fabric stash if you have it. And we'll have a lot of fun just putting this together. So I'm going to take them all off. Yeah, let's get some of this going. I've got my iron all nice and hot here on the side. So yes, maybe I'm sweating just a little bit. And then we'll get going on here. All right. Last one here. And I've got two more of these hangers down below because I did the entire layer cake. The project itself kind of tells you, and let me set this over to the side. When you purchase the foundation paper and you open it up here on the end, they do give you some nice tips here and instructions and things like that. So very, very nice to kind of read through these. They also give you a quilt size guide for finishing quilt blocks. And it depends, what size you're making, and it kind of tells you the size guide. So this is pretty cool. Yes, this is a free pattern that you can pick up at the Fat Quarter Shop and download for free. It'll give you all of the instructions on here. It'll give you the requirements. It'll tell you the foundation paper that you would need to purchase in order to make this. But it does give you all the instructions here. It tells you how many you need to cut. Like, for example, I'm going to be doing the 6-inch block, which is the lap size. They have a table topper size that has a 4-inch paper, and they have a lap size. I'm doing the lap size, which is a little bit larger. And it does tell you what to cut for one block and how many to cut for the entire quilt. And it tells you, for a 6-inch lap quilt, the background fabrics, you're going to need 6 3 3/4 inch squares, and it tells you the placement as well. And the paper placement, and I made a kind of a copy just so you guys could see it a little bit better when you get the paper, because the paper is a little light here. So I went ahead and made a copy, and it's always good to kind of make a copy as just like a practice one, right? And then you can just kind of see, it will tell you the placement. So like 1, 5, 9, and 13, 4, 8, and 12. You may want to do darker fabrics, and then 2, 6, 10, and 3, 7, 11, you may want to do a lighter fabric, so that you can have a similar result with light fabrics and dark fabrics, right? So you can kind of play around with the fabrics that you want to use. It's completely scrappy here. And it gives you all of the instructions here. And then on the third page, it helps you with the assembly, the block assembly, some more instructions on that. So pretty much everything that you need is included here, and it is totally free. So you can check that out if you're interested in doing this with me. We can kind of do this together, and I'm going to go ahead now. And I am using that layer cake. And so now that I went ahead and starched it, I'm ready to start ironing this. Now, the starch that I use is the faultless. I went ahead and used the medium faultless, and I completely let it dry all last night. So I scorched it. I basically not scorched it. I'm sorry. I drenched it with the starch, and I really made sure that I got it nice and soaked with the starch. And then now today we're ready to just iron it. And you can already kind of feel the difference here that it's starched. And so it's going to play nicely on my quilt. And so you see, here's the fabric line. Very, very pretty, right? I think their fabrics are gorgeous. And I'm really excited to do this. When you starch, do you spray the top or bottom of the fabrics? Cindy, I did both. I sprayed the top, and then I flipped it over and I sprayed the bottom, and then I put it in the pile, and I just kind of did them one by one. I wanted to get both sides. That was just kind of my preference. Not sure if everyone does it that way. I just felt like I wanted to get both sides done. So I did do both. Robin saying she sprays both sides on hers as well. Oh, thank you, 1 Minute Tips. You're awesome. Thanks for making my mornings. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you, 1 Minute Tips. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for really supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. But I think the fabrics that they include in this line are really beautiful. And I think for this type of quilt, I think the main thing is going to be, in order to get that crisp look, is to really just kind of blend your background fabric and your scrappy fabric. You want to keep them in that same kind of column, and I guess you can see it here in the cover. So you see how they have that, they have the background fabric as playing as the light fabric, and then you have all the scrappy going up and down as your scrap fabric with the colors. So that balance between the two really make a difference. Now, in this case, it's very symmetrical, where they have the two blues, the two greens, the two yellows, and an orange in the middle. In the other example, they just basically have one solid color. So if you don't want to do scrappy, you can also just do a solid, as long as they offset each other. But I kind of want to do the scrappy, but I don't want it to be symmetrical. I'm going to kind of use all kinds of different colors, and I want to see how that comes out. I think it's going to come out really neat, as long as I balance the colors between the lights and the dark. I think that's going to be the main piece. Oh, this fabric right here is gorgeous. This one's got all kinds of letters and numbers. It looks just screaming Christmassy to me. I don't know about you. Kind of looks a little Christmassy, but I do love it. Okay. You do the elliptical in the morning, hope to sew. Good for you. Awesome. Yeah, we got to do a little bit of that sew-a-size, right? This is the sewing exercising that we're getting in. I'm getting my arms worked out. Well, I can tell you this morning it was a workout. Just getting the technical issues, fixed up during the day. So this one's a really pretty one here. A little simple, but it's very pretty with some offsetting reds, and it's got like a pinkish color there. And I can feel the fabric, the difference that the starch is really making. But yeah, I think doing the front and the back to me makes a lot of sense. And this one's a very pretty floral one here. And you really don't need way too much fabric in terms, especially if you're doing scrappy, because on the cutting instructions, and this is one thing that I'm probably going to change a little bit. They give you the cutting instructions for the background and for the scrappy prints. And they all kind of start off with 1.5 inch, and then you're subcutting to either 5 inches or 3 1/4, or you're doing 7 1/4 or 5 inch or 3 1/4, you know, so it kind of varies. So I think I'm just going to cut long strips, and then I will subcut as I do the block. I think that's going to save me a little bit of time. So I'm hoping that that'll help it move a little faster. Oh, this one is beautiful. What do you guys think of this fabric? This one's gorgeous. I really love this look. I think this is going to look very nice. Isn't that gorgeous, guys? I think that's a gorgeous one. This is a very beautiful set. I mean, Lori Hope just has gorgeous fabrics as it is. So as I iron it, I'm trying to keep myself consistent and kind of just moving up and down, at least in the beginning, and then I'll kind of go across. I try not to zigzag and go all over the place too much. And that's how I'll get my fabrics nice and flat, and they'll be ready to cut. For the background fabric, I did use a lot of it. Do I put water in my iron to steam? No, I don't like to add water inside my iron. I rather have a spray bottle on the side and spray rather than putting water inside the iron. I think it helps the iron last a lot longer. There's a lot of issues, and I did a little video on water and how it impacts the iron. And really, it depends where you live, what type of water do you have. Do you have hard water? Some people, talk about distilled water. So there's a whole video on that I talk about that. And there's all kinds of things that I've researched on the water and how it impacts your iron. And, it's pretty interesting how, depending on where you live, the type of water you have, will really make a difference on your iron. So I've decided to just not put water in my irons at all. I have spray bottles back here that I'll use if I want to steam it. I will spray and then I will just iron on top. But I don't put the water inside. But yeah, if you want, check out that video. It's pretty interesting. I did a lot of research on that, and it really makes a difference. And it's good information if you guys are interested in that. And I kind of did that in conjunction when I was really testing out irons and seeing, how to clean them, how to maintain them, things like that. Because I think maybe around that time was when I bought my first real expensive iron, which was the Aliso. I've never paid so much for an iron, but I truly see why. And now they've got some other irons out there that are just, wow, amazing, but super expensive. I mean, the iron does play a big part in your quilting, but I am kind of frugal, like to keep my eye on the budget, and so I kind of research a lot. I tend to look at a lot of things. I don't like to jump into purchases. I like to kind of research and see, what I'm gonna buy and what the best bang for your buck is. Celia says the back side of the fabric is the most I guess, important side to starch, because many fabrics today are digitally oriented. Good to know. Apply the starch to the back to better penetrate the actual fibers. That's a good point, Celia. Yeah, the way our fabrics are manufactured today are very different from how they were manufactured before. So you do kind of have to figure out, what is the best way to starch that fabric. Yeah, I honestly, just to me, I felt better doing it on both sides. And I felt like I really wanted to get the starch into those fibers. So I thought doing it on both sides was going to make me feel better that they got starched well. So yeah, I agree though, because the way that fabrics are now manufactured, it's just crazy. And as they continue to evolve and change the way they do things, we need to evolve and change on how we treat and maintain our fabrics, right? Because if they make changes, we need to go with it so that our projects come out really good. Okay, some of these fabrics are just gorgeous. Look at that. So this is all part of the line, and I think it's going to come out great. Now, again, I'm not going to follow the instructions step by step. I am going to be doing this in strips just to make it go a little faster. And so as long as I cut my strips a little bit bigger than what's actually required, I'm going to be fine, because there's just a lot of subcutting that they're asking you to do. So you mainly look at what is the largest size. So they're all 1 1/4 inch. So I'll probably add another 1/4 inch to that. So maybe I'll do 1 1/2, and then just cut it. Oh, I'm sorry. That's for the table topper. For the lap, it's 1 1/2. So I'm going to add 1 more 1/4. So I'm going to do 1 3/4 of an inch strips in order to accommodate that. And then I will subcut as I continue to do the blocks. So that's my plan. Hopefully it will work. And we'll just see how it comes out, right? So these are just really gorgeous fabrics, though. Love the line. I don't know if you guys have a favorite line of fabric that you like to work with, but let me know. There's a lot of lines, and there's some few that are going to be coming out soon with, all of the Christmas and Thanksgiving stuff. They already know what it's going to be looking like. So we're going to be one of the last to know, but you want to get ready for that. And I hope that for some of you that maybe Joann's has already closed, or if you have a Joann that still hasn't closed and you're lucky enough to still be able to shop a little bit, I hope you stock up on some of the things that you're going to need for Christmas, because that way you'll have it. I know I stocked up on the reds, on the greens. I wish I had stocked up a little bit more on the white on white fabric, but I didn't. I do have some of it, but I'm looking at it and it's like I'm probably going to need some more, because that's used a lot as in terms of background fabric. So let's see how that goes. These are really gorgeous though. These colors are amazing. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Love it. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people talking about the water on the irons, distilled water. Yeah, a lot of different controversies on what kind of water to use in your iron. But honestly, it comes right down to it. It depends where you live and what kind of water you have. So, you've got to look at that. 1 minute says, I have to watch that video again, but something that the distilled water puts the minerals from the metal, thus weakening it. Yes, so that is one of the items in the video. Yeah, I did that video, wow, a long time ago, but you definitely want to look at that, because distilled water and the way the water reacts, there's different types of water, the distilled water, the hard water, tap water, all of that you really want to be careful with, because it does pull on some of that. So you want to be careful with that. All right. Look at these. Even the grays are really nice. They've got a nice little hinted color of like a, almost like a beige white kind of going off of it. It really just makes it look gorgeous. And that's one stack of them. And guys, I have a whole bunch more to go. Let's see if I can get these. I've got 2 more of these. Got one tangled up here. And I'm kind of just hanging them here on some little hooks that I have that'll hold them to the side. But, you know, the colors, guys, are just gorgeous. They're gorgeous. And so then I just lay them flat and I take them off of the clips that I had them hanging in. And they dried overnight, which was perfect. You know, any excess water that were on them kind of dripped onto the bathtub. But then you've got, you know, a nice little hanger, and I can just reuse them for the next one. So these hangers, guys, I'm so happy that I found them, because I was just kind of scrolling along, and when I saw it, it was kind of like, wow, that's exactly what I need for me to be able to kind of hang my fabrics, you know, so I could kind of have it in the bathroom and just kind of hang it over. So I thought it was just perfect for that. This is a really gorgeous one. It looks kind of Christmassy to me. Really like the blue on this. Gorgeous. Where did I purchase the layer cake package? Well, and let me bring that out to you so you guys can see it. I should have just left it out, but I forgot. Let me grab this again. So let me give you the one that is open. They're both exactly the same. I did buy 2 of them, and I bought them specific for this quilt in mine, because I did want like a scrappy look on there, and I wanted it to be really like pretty, kind of Lori Holt fabric like. And so it's called Peace and Plenty. It's by designed by Riley Blake. This is the Lori Holt Bee in My Bonnet, and this one I got from the Fat Quarter Shop. And I got these not too long ago, I think. It's been a bit. Not sure exactly when I got it, but I'm sure it is still available. And it's called Peace and Plenty. So I guess if you go to their website, just type in Peace and Plenty, they should have it there. But yeah, they're really, really pretty. I mean, look at these. Gorgeous, gorgeous colors. Love it. Very beautiful. Now, I do notice it kind of, you know, gives it that little wave because it was kind of hanging. But I'm not worried about that, because as soon as you iron it, you know, it straightens itself out. So I think that it's going to be just fine. Look at that color. The colors are just amazing. Oh, this is gorgeous too. Every single one that I see is like, oh, this is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. They're just really, really beautiful. There we go. And it looks like we're going to be working into the pinks now. another pretty one here. I think we saw this one in another color. Gorgeous. This one is amazing. Love this. Oh gosh, this would look so cute in a little bag. Can you picture a little bag with this? Beautiful. I would probably buy at least a yard of this. It's just very, very pretty. Okay. I got some serious starching done. Yes, I did. I made it a point because I do have all these projects here. And if I don't get to starching it, I'm never going to be able to start. And so, you know, I thought I would have liked to show you guys me starching the fabric, but just, you know, with me spraying, I was just like, I can't have that. It's all over the place. And then, you know, ventilation, it was kind of like, no, I need to just starch and then just show them the after, right? Gorgeous colors. Look at this, guys. Gorgeous. Love it. Isn't that so cute? These are just screaming cuteness. They look kind of like summer, springy vibe. I don't know. Some of them have a little bit of a Christmas vibe to it for me. But they are really gorgeous. The way she blends the colors together, really pleasing to the eye. Okay. So yeah, I am feeling much better today. I can tell you. I mean, my weekend, I love my mom to death, but boy, that lady has some energy in her. She's 85 years old, going on 86, and she is non-stop. I have a hard time keeping up with her at times. She gets me all over the place, and, you know, we kind of like go everywhere. So it's kind of like she was in that shopping mode. And so because she was in that shopping mode, she was just, take me here, take me there, want to get this, want to get that. And then she has these blinds. And if you live down south, you know that a lot of people have the blinds on their house. And the sun is so strong here that they have these little plastic pieces on the top that hold the blinds. And those little plastic pieces go bad so easily because of the sun. It cracks it because they're plastic. And so it cracks it. And so if you move your blinds a lot, and she tends to, you know, open and close them every day, with time, they're going to break. And so they keep breaking on her. And it's just like, oh my gosh, now we have to get another thing of blinds. So she decided to change her blinds from vertical to horizontal. And then when we did that and we got home and I looked at the top where the little clip goes where you kind of bring it in, it's just crazy. Oh, don't worry. When I get there, I will tire her out. I hope so, guys. If you don't know Boricua Sewing and Crafts, that's my sister. And she's going to be coming to Florida soon to kind of spend time with my mom, which is nice. And she was just, she wanted the blinds changed. But because she changed from being vertical to horizontal, the little clips on the top were completely different. And it was like, oh my gosh, like we had to kind of figure out like, well, how are we going to get the other ones off? We couldn't find the right tools. I mean, it was just a hot mess. It was a hot mess. But, you know, we'll get there. And she was just all over the place. She really was. She's a ball of energy, you know, and she crochets a lot during the day and she keeps herself pretty busy. So really, really nice because, you know, I live about 20, 30 minutes away from her. But then when I left her house on Sunday, there was some kind of accident going around. And the accident clogged up the turnpike, and it took me about almost 2 hours to get home. It's usually a 20-minute ride or so. And I had that pain on my knee, and it was like screaming every time I had to pull on the brake. I was just like, oh my gosh. I ended up getting off the turnpike because I couldn't take the pain anymore. And I found local roads to get myself home. And so by the time I got home, it was like totally dark out. And it was just, I was just a hot mess. I was so tired. And I ended up just passing out after that. So yeah. These colors give you a Florida girl vibe. Yeah, Evelyn. They do, actually. They do. I think they're gorgeous. But yeah, it was one of those crazy days. And then, you know, my knee was just on fire. I had to lay down, and it was just like, I couldn't do anything else the rest of the day. Like, that was it for me. I was done. So it was a tough weekend. But much better today. My knee still hurts, but it is getting a little better. So Mom's going to have us changing all the blinds in the house now. She just might. My mom is kind of like that. You know, when she changes one thing, she wants to change the whole thing. So what town is my mom in? She lives in a town called Homestead. So she's way down south, all the way down. She lives down in Homestead, and I live in the Kendall area. So yeah, it's not that bad of a ride on the turnpike, but man, when that turnpike gets clogged up, like, you're stuck. All right, so I'm almost done with our fabrics, and this is pretty much the entire layer cake. So we did pretty good in terms of getting all of this done, and now we'll be ready to start cutting and making our block tomorrow. So I hope you guys are excited about that, because I know I am. And it's paper piecing. I'm going to be using the Caterpillar to do that and help out with the light box. So that'll be a lot of fun. I'll show you guys how I use that. And we're going to be getting to all of that soon. So right now, I think we're ready to get to our inspirational quote of the day. So let's go ahead and do that. Alrighty, for our quote of the day, it is, you don't have to do it all today, you just have to keep going, keep on going. Yes, and that's so true. You know, so today we did our starching, we did our ironing, tomorrow we'll do our cutting and putting our block together. So I hope you guys, if you guys have a project that you're working on, try to get a little part done today. Just, you know, set your little alarm, maybe do a couple of minutes and get it going, because, you know, at least you can get it started, right? All righty. So I think that is it. We've done the entire layer cake, guys. So you've seen all of the fabrics that come in this layer cake, and I hope you guys really enjoyed that. So now let's move over to our top comedy 5, because we got some fun stuff over to show you there. Okay, so our top comedy 5 for today is what my sewing machine would say if it could talk. Let's see what we came up with. Number 5. I heard you whisper just one more seam last night. One of us is stretching the truth. Isn't that the truth? Just one more and I'll be right out. All right, number 4. I can smell your fear every time you sew a curve. Isn't that the truth? Those curves are tricky. Those curves are very, very tricky. Yes. Oh, thank you, Cecilia. I really love the super chat. Thank you so much, Cecilia George. I appreciate it. Awesome. All right, so number 3. What would my sewing machine say if it could talk? What happened to the fabric diet? I'm so telling your hubby. Tattletale. What are you doing? Stop telling things to my hubby. He doesn't need to know, right? Shh. All right, number 2. What would my sewing machine would say if it could talk? I see you brought another machine, and here I am. I thought we were friends. Don't get jealous. Don't be a jelly. You'll all be friends. All my machines are friends, right? Gotta love them all. Alrighty, and what are we on? We're on our number 1. So top number 1 is, what will my sewing machine say if it could talk? Is, this isn't a sweatshop. Go get one of your food truck snacks. I need a break. Oh no. Yeah, and I think my sewing machines would say that, because I keep on going over and over and over, and I don't want to stop. Sometimes you just get into that mode, right? You just want to keep going and you just don't want to stop. And sometimes I do have to stop myself because, you know, they start screaming, dinner. So, yeah. So that's it, guys. That's all I have for you today. Tomorrow's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to kind of continue on this journey, and I hope you really enjoy the journey with me, because I'm going to be using these paper piecing, and I'm going to show you how I put this block together. We're going to do some sub-cutting. So I'll do all of this with you so you guys can see all the steps that I go through, and then we're going to end up with the blocks. Now, we're going to go ahead and do the courthouse steps block first, and then once we're done with this block, we'll be moving over to the woven star block, and that's going to complete our quilt. Once we get all our blocks done, we're going to have the quilt that'll come out to look something like this. And again, it's called the Star Climber, and it is free for you to download at the Fat Quarter Shop. So go ahead and do that, because get the freebies out there. There's some really nice ones. And the foundation paper that you need to buy for it are relatively decent cost, so it's not too expensive to do this. So it's a great little project. Use some wonderful fabrics. You can use your scraps that are in your craft room. You don't necessarily have to buy the layer cake, because you can just kind of grab some of your fabrics tonight, get them starched and ironed, and be ready for tomorrow so we can put this together. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope you guys can join. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to head over to Becky's channel. She's going to be having some wonderful information for us, I'm sure. And I hope you guys tune into her channel as well. Thanks again for tuning in, guys. I hope you really enjoyed yourselves, and I hope you have a great morning. And I hope to be crafting with you soon. Bye, everyone.
So long for now, so long. Glad you stayed a while. Hope you liked my crafting style. Hope I left you with a smile. By now, keep your mind and space clutter-free. Hope your day is bright as can be. So long, my friends, till we craft once again. Bye now, stay crafting. See you tomorrow. So long, my friends, till we craft once again.